How are you?
I'm nervous.
Derek O'Neill. And by the way, the father of Jocelyn O'Neill, so there may be a dad moment or two here as we move along through the evening.
That's right.
So
it's times like this I just go back to the junior high math that Mr. Godbout taught me.
And what is that?
He said, Derek, when you're nervous,
yeah,
don't be too tense. Be 1/5.
Oh, there you go.
That's probably the only thing I can remember from his junior high math class. Has nothing to do with him and everything to do with me. But I tell that to Jocelyn once in a while too when we get to these kind of really important, kind of stressful games. So.
Yes, absolutely. Well,
yeah.
this is an exciting one. And by the way, it is the Rex's Plumbing pregame show. We do want to say thanks to Rex's Plumbing and would encourage people to make note of our sponsors as we move along through the evening here and say thank you when you have the opportunity. Now, Derek, we had the opportunity to watch Red Oak and Clarinda just a couple weeks ago.
Just barely a couple weeks ago here, yes.
So I really am anticipating a thoroughly exciting volleyball match here tonight.
Yeah, really, the last two times Red Oak and Clarinda have played, that match just a couple weeks ago, and then, this time last year here in one of the region final games, and that went 5 sets, and last week or a couple weeks ago there went 4 sets. So I'm anticipating this is going to be a tough match. It's not just end of the year region semifinal. It's two communities that have a lot of great sports history back and forth. It's Hawkeye 10 schools playing each other again here in a regional final. So there's familiarity, and there's that bragging rights, and there's all those fun things that go along with
and there's wanting your senior year to not come to an end. There's wanting to advance and go to state. There's all those things that play into a game like this, more so than just a regular season game.
Right. As we've said, this is win and keep going, lose, and your season's done. So, there's nobody wants their season to be over with yet. So that's kind of where we're at.
And we are going to be joined. Eli Bell's with us. Eli's going to be running all of our production software this evening.
Right on, Eli.
So guess where he went?
I'm guessing something about a Frito pie.
He went to get
his favorite when he comes here.
He went to get a Frito pie. There's no shocker there, no surprise there. So, all right, Derek, I tell you what, final rankings did come out.
Ooh, I didn't grab those.
No, so we're not going to cover those.
Sorry about that.
And because you know what? It really doesn't matter.
Right. You're right. It kind of doesn't matter.
It really doesn't matter.
We covered the final Hawkeye 10 rankings, and all that matters now is pairings. And we've seen a couple upsets in the area so far with some area teams that were expected to go a little farther. So that's what this time of year is. And
the ranking. And honestly, I mean, you have to show up and play this ball game in front of you. That's what you have to do.
Right. It's like, I'm probably going to say it again later, but really doesn't matter what the last two Clarinda Red Oak matches were. This is the one that matters. And as you move forward, it's the game now that matters this time of year.
Derek, we're going to take a break, and we will come back and get into some of the stats, some of the statistics, what we kind of think. And I think it's going to be a really good volleyball match. I think if you're anywhere in the area, you owe it to yourself to come down and watch a really good volleyball match.
I think we are going to have a packed gym with both Red Oak and Clarinda fans here. Players are getting ready to take the court, and it's going to be fun. Fun game.
And if you can't make it down, listen with us here or go over to our YouTube channel, and you can watch it there. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back after these messages. Welcome back to Red Oak. Aaron West, Derek O'Neill, Eli Bells. Eli went through a couple of pieces of pizza, Derek. He
couldn't find that Frito pie.
You know, I was working for that. I was scanning that menu. I'm like, where is this thing? But hey, pizza's going to do tonight.
He had to go to pizza. He went through those pretty quick, too, Derek. Yeah. So, Derek, let's talk a little bit about pairings and what you're looking at there, looking at the brackets.
Sure. For our Rex's Plumbing pregame show, we're going to go through some pairings here. And I just wanted to talk about what happened with the first round. Des Moines Christian defeated Atlantic 3-0. Van Meter defeated Greene County 3-2. Red Oak, in a game that you saw and heard here on KCSI against Harlan. Red Oak defeated Harlan 3-0. And Clarinda, our opponent here tonight in Red Oak, defeated Clark 3-0. So now we are in this regional quarterfinal. We have Des Moines Christian and Van Meter playing tonight at Des Moines Christian. And you have the game where you're going to see and hear right here, Red Oak versus Clarinda. The winners are going to face off at a neutral site, and that will be the regional champ that's going to go on to state.
So, again, looking for a good volleyball game here this evening. And when you stack these two teams up, now, Derek, we talked about it a little bit early on here, but looking at these teams statistically head-to-head, what are you looking at?
Yeah, you know that I like to look at the stats, and I like to make predictions based on stats. You know, when I look at the bound team leaders, right, Clarinda's going to take 4 of those 5 spots easily in assists, kills, total blocks, and serve aces, all to Clarinda. As far as team leaders, Red Oak's going to lead in digs. Now, when we go down to the overall team stats for the entire season here, Red Oak's going to take assists per set, kills per set. We're dead even on kill attempts per set. Red Oak takes blocks per set, digs per set. Clarinda has serve aces per set. Red Oak takes serve successes and serve attempts per set also. Now that's a season average. I did go a little bit farther because I kind of get into the it's kind of like a rabbit hole, or chasing a squirrel. Sometimes you say, okay, well, what does this mean? So, I did just look at the last Clarinda Red Oak game, and Clarinda is one of those teams that, they are peaking right now because their season stats say, hey, they're a little under Red Oak. Last time Red Oak played them, they were above that line. They were on the over.
Yes,
big time. They covered every category possible.
Did you put a spreadsheet together
I did not,
to graph this out?
You're calling me out here. I have done that, but I did not do that for this particular game. I think just because there's so much on the line, for both of these teams, and both of these communities. So, but I best to sum it up here. I go through all of that and say, this team leads this category. This team, maybe over the season has led that category. It really doesn't matter. All that matters is how you perform tonight.
Yes.
What you do tonight on the court. And I think both teams have been playing exceptionally well, kind of in their groove and finding that common ground with their team and playing at their peak level. So it's going to be a great match here tonight.
Yeah, to piggyback that on there, Derek, and just coming from a coach's view, the biggest thing, everybody, especially from a fan view, is like, hey, what do we have to do to stop them? And when it gets to postseason play, it's like, what are we going to control to be able to dominate this game? We're going to focus on our game plan, and you're going to adjust along the way. But obviously been seeing from these two teams is they're just going to try to execute this game plan here that they've set out, they've faced before, and just roll from there. I'm excited.
Yeah, both of these teams are going to have a game plan that they're going to try to come out and execute without a doubt. So.
Absolutely.
All right. Rex's pregame show, and we do want to say thanks to Rex's Plumbing for being our pregame sponsor. Quick break, Derek, and we'll come back and get your thoughts here on what we're looking at. We'll be right back after these messages. Red Oak, Orange Gymnasium, tournament volleyball, tournament trill. Win, you advance, lose, you go home. Derek, thoughts on this matchup here this evening?
Well, I'm going to just repeat a little bit of what I said earlier. Both of these teams have got some good momentum. They're playing at they're playing at a high level. They're playing well together. From my perspective in this piece, you got to keep that, having fun, right? Don't put so much pressure on yourself that you're not having fun out there.
Yeah.
Because if you're not having fun, you're not going to execute. You're going to be playing for the stat line. You're going to be playing for the position and not playing as a part of a team, right? The other thing I'd say is whichever team's going to minimize errors, right? So service errors, we've seen that all season long. Whichever team can minimize the errors and capitalize, that's going to be the team that gets ahead, that probably comes out victorious.
Yeah.
And then the last thing is, this last time Red Oak and Clarinda met, I think, 25-21, 25-23, those are tight sets, and, you got to play to win, don't play to not lose, right? So be aggressive, and that's got to be the theme on both of these teams.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the Rex's Plumbing pregame show. Exactly. That was very eloquently said, Derek. I say show up and play ball.
Yeah, right?
Have fun. Forget the last point. Play the next point.
Yeah.
And have fun. If you get caught up in the moment of we have to win, it's season's over, if we lose, all of those things, you just put it out of your head and go play ball. And that's really easy to sit here and say that. When you're on the court, it's a different thing.
Yeah, it is.
But that's what you got to do. You got to show up and play. And I always try to think, who's going to come out on top. I truly think this is one of those 50-50 games. Who shows up and who plays ball is going to win tonight.
Yeah, it is as 50-50 of a match as we've seen coming into this all year long. I mean, Clarinda is just pounding the ball here in warm-ups. We've seen Red Oak do the same thing. I mean, both teams are here and they want to win.
Yes.
And that's what's going to make for an exciting volleyball match here tonight.
I would also note that there's a great crowd on hand already here. So
yeah.
It looks like there's going to be a packed house here this evening.
Yeah, and it's definitely, too, as well, just piggybacking on what Derek said, is just playing loose. I mean, whoever comes out here, and you can tell right once this game is going to start is who is playing loose, who's out there having fun, and who's making sure that they're picking teammates up, because one team's going to make a play, another team's going to make a play, but at the end of the day, it's who's picking each other up is who I think is going to be able to win this game.
It's about 7 minutes to the some of the opening ceremonies here. We are in Red Oak. It's the Rex's Plumbing pregame show. We're going to take a break, and we will be back after this. If you're in the Red Oak area, hey, come on down, watch a great volleyball game with us. We are online. You can listen at kcsifm.com. You can download our app. You can listen right here on KCSI-FM, or if you want to watch it, go to our YouTube channel. And go to YouTube, search for KCSI Radio, and you can watch it there, whichever works best for you. We'll be back with the Rex's Plumbing pregame show right after this. Welcome back to Red Oak, the Orange Gymnasium, and Aaron West along with Derek O'Neill and Eli Bells. It's the Rex's Plumbing pregame show. All right, Derek, looking at the lineups for these two teams, who are we going to be talking about here this evening?
For the Tigers, you're going to see number 2, Olivia Boswell. Number 4, Keely Jones. Number 5, Alexis Joint. Number 7, Merced Ramirez. Number 8, Emily Siebenecker. Number 9, Marley Gray. Number 10, Jocelyn O'Neill. Number 11, Carly Jenkins. Number 12, Kennedy DeVries. And number 17, Nicole Bond. Some of the non-starters for the Tigers include number 1, Brinkley Salick. Number 3, Haley Ryberg. Number 6, Tori Went. Number 13, Marielle Ramirez. And number 15, Ellison Johnson. The Tigers are coached by Angela Montgomery, Sharon Allison, and Dana Ramirez. For the Cardinals tonight, you are going to see number 2, Jersey Knight. Number 3, Dakota Wise. Number 5, Addison Wagner. Number 8, Presley Job. Number 12, Carson Wellhausen. Number 13, Sage Howard. And number 16, Brooke Brown. Some of the non-starters for the Cardinals include number 1, Ellie Cole. Number 4, Kylie Meyer. Number 6, Kelby Gray. Number 7, Annika Price. Number 9, Maddie Cole. Number 10, Kaylee Smith. Number 11, Lily Merrill. And the Cardinals are coached by Jess Hannafin and Dayton Martin. That's going to do it for your lineups here tonight. Both teams rotate in a lot of players, and we're going to see a lot of them out here tonight getting in on the action.
Yep, absolutely. A lot of players in and off the court, so should be fun. We're going to take a break. It's the Rex's Plumbing pregame show. Say thanks to our sponsors when you have the opportunity for making it possible for us to be here, and we'll be back after this. Welcome back to the Rex's Plumbing pregame show. Coach Kipley got AC/DC.
Is it supposed to rain? I thought I heard some thunder.
Yeah, you did hear some thunder.
That's right.
Coach Kipley's got it rocking in here tonight. Yes.
He does.
Absolutely. So, show up. I mean, we can break all that down, Derek. Show up and play ball, right?
That's what it's going to take right now.
And grab the momentum. Get the momentum. Volleyball, we've said it all year, is a game of momentum. Get the momentum and get past the last point, win the next point.
And, you know, I'm going to say it again. You got to minimize those errors. This is, you know, don't be hitting the ball into the net. You know, be smart with what you're doing. And you know, whatever team capitalizes on the mistakes that the other one makes, they're going to come out ahead here too. So
a great crowd on hand.
And
here
don't
this
forget
evening.
your math. If you
Your
get a
math-
little, if you get a
tell me
little
the math.
stressed
You
out
need to
there,
tell me the math again, Derek. Let's see.
do not be 2/10. Be
No.
1/5.
That's
There we go.
That's That's
Eli,
profound.
you're gonna file that, Eli, and you're gonna use it for the next 30 years.
Do not be 2/10. Be 1/5.
1/5.
All
Love
right,
it.
that's what I'm taking away from. I'm going to write that down, Derek. Fiction or fact from Derek's Almanac. That's what we're going with there. So, all right, introductions being made. We're going to have all the players introduced. Again, a great crowd of people here this evening. Going to be some great volleyball. Looking forward to it. Winner advances. Loser goes home. The winner of this game will play the winner of what game, Derek, is taking place?
Des Moines Christian and Van Meter. So that game is happening right now at Des Moines Christian. And, the winners of these two games here will go on to the regional final on the 24th.
And that site is to be determined.
It's a neutral site is how they do that.
Yep.
So I'm guessing it'll be somewhere, Adele or somewhere like that. But that's what's going to happen. And, there's some good energy in here tonight.
I was just saying that. I was like, the energy feels good in here right now. And the one thing, and it's always, going to be a great game when you have two teams just down the road here from each other. Hawkeye 10 foes as well. Have seen each other plenty this season. And it comes down to this match right here tonight.
Absolutely. We're going to step away. I see we're going to have our national anthem player introductions being wrapped up. We're going to step away for our national anthem, and we will be back with the opening serve in just a few minutes. Welcome back to Red Oak. We're going to have a quick legal ID. Be right back after this. Volleyball time here in Red Oak. Players are on the court. Coach Kipley's got it going. We're ready to go, Derek.
He does. Had a great national anthem there by Vern Olson. Crowd's cheering loud for that. That's a little bit of home court advantage right there. Tonight, I'm hoping we're going to hear some more home court advantage with a block sponsor with Arlington Place, the ACE sponsor with Milestone Financial, the Kill sponsor with Ali Pointer Maquetto Architecture, and a match adjustment sponsor with Body Basic Chiropractic.
And here we go. It is volleyball time. Back to serve for the Cardinals. Dakota Wise from the right side. Into the back row, received by Bond. There's Joint up front. Down ball across the net. Ramirez up front. Set. Hit hard by Brown. And the point goes to the Cardinals. Cardinals on the board, set 1-0. Here we go. Maddie Cole back to serve.
Get that one out of the way, and we'll go on to the next point.
Maddie Cole serve. Received by DeVries to Joint up front. Hit across by Jones. Sails long. Point Cardinals. Cardinals lead 2-0 in set 1.
And a great start for Clarinda here. Just momentum now on their side. See what Red Oak can do here to respond.
And here we go. Maddie Cole, sophomore, 5'2 sophomore. Serve, little short serve this time. DeVries to Joint. Over to the left side, hit by Keely Jones, and the point falls to the floor. Point Tigers.
Much needed for the Tigers right there to get themselves into a regular system, get some points on the board, and get to the service line here.
Back to serve Nicole Bond for Red Oak. Little libero for the Tigers. Into the back row, receive, passed up front. That's Wise, set to Brown, point Tigers. Brooke Brown goes into the net. And we're tied up at 2 apiece.
And just like that, you can just feel momentum shift, just like that, even with the student sections. Now tied up here, 2 apiece.
Back to serve is Nicole Bond. Again for the Tigers. Into the back row, misses out. Point Clarinda.
Both teams kind of making some early mistakes here from the service line and some hits into the net.
I think that might be nerves.
I got nerves, so they got to have nerves.
Jump serve, Jersey Knight. Pretty wicked jump serve from Knight. Dug out well nicely by the Tigers. And the Tigers keep it alive. Free ball across the net. Set, hit by Wagner. Point Tigers.
Wow, we haven't seen that very often. That ball just hung on the top of the net. Clarinda thought they had the point. Tigers getting aggressive, keep the ball going, and they end up with the point there.
Tied up at 3 apiece in set number 1. Ramirez back to serve for the Tigers. Low and across the net. Knight gets under it. Up front, it's Wise. Tapped by Wagner. Batted back down by the Tigers. There's Jones. Ramirez set to Jones in the middle. Into the back row to Cole. Hit across by Wagner. Kept alive and then falls to the court. Point Cardinals. 4-3. Cardinals lead set 1.
Exactly what I thought. Back-to-back to get things going.
Both teams playing very scrappy, very aggressive out here.
Brooke Brown, a senior, back to serve. Into the back row, Bond passes it up front. Ramirez set to O'Neal. She pushes it across. This time the set from Wise to Wellhausen. It's out. Point Tigers. Tied up at 4.
Yeah, good job by the Red Oak blockers there. Clarinda had a hit around them and just sailed a little bit outside. There is a ton of energy in this gym, guys. I mean, this is loud and noisy.
Back to serve, Siebenecker. Passed up front. Wise sets Wagner. Tapped down at the net by O'Neal. Hit by Wagner. That's going to be an alley pointer. Makedo kill by Addison Wagner.
And that's what we've seen from her numerous times that we've played them. She just gets up and finds that seam. She hits the ball hard. Tigers need to adjust a little bit to be ready for it.
Dakota Wise back to serve now for the Cardinals. Into the back row, but it sails long. Heads up play by the Tigers to let it sail out of play. Point Tigers, and it's tied up at 5 apiece.
This is what we're going to see all match. I'm thinking just the back and forth play, the back and forth points.
O'Neal back to serve. Into the back row, Knight. Set to Wagner. She hits it across. It falls to the floor, partially tapped by the Tigers. Point Cardinals.
Yeah, I think Merced was there with the block. She got her hand on it. You know, that just kind of, it's a little tough for your defensive specialist to adjust when you have that tap off the hit that way.
Addison Wagner, a phenomenal sophomore player for the Cardinals. Up front, set goes to Gray. Marley Gray hits it down the sideline. Nice dig over there by Wise. Knight with the free ball across the court. Ramirez to Gray, hit hard off of the hands.
That's
off the hands.
From a Tigers perspective, that's great to see. Marley's picking right up where she left off with in that game against Harlan, just nailing the line. Hard hits there.
Tied up at 6 apiece, set number 1. Served by Joint. Wagner up front, set goes to Knight over on the left side, blocked at the net. Wise tapped across by Wellhausen. Great court awareness by Wellhausen. Nicole Bond went after that one and went clear under the net.
Great effort by the Tigers. Nicole flies under the net trying to get to the ball. She will just lay it all out on the line.
She does that night in and night out. Cardinals lead 7-6. Up front to Jenkins. She taps it right to the open spot on the court. Just tapped it right, identified the spot. That's a nice heads-up play by the sophomore.
Yeah, exactly what Aaron said, heads-up play, and that's what you're going to need in games like this. Your best game, your A game coming in here tonight.
7 apiece, set number 1. Gray back to serve for Red Oak. Marley Gray, great hitter. And nice heads-up play by Wagner to let it sail right out of play. And we're tied up now, or actually Cardinals lead 8-7. Substitutions taking place in the game, and back to serve is Maddie Cole. Maddie is a sophomore, 5'2" sophomore for the Cardinals. Low and across the net. Bond is there up front. Joint with the set to Jenkins. Hits it to the back row. Joe passes it up front. Free ball across the net. Wise. Joint with the set to Jones, and she taps it. Pancake. And a free ball across the net. Wagner. Great effort by the Cardinals. Hit hard by Jenkins. There's Job. Up front with the set to Knight over to the left side. Bond gets a hand on it. Chased down by Knight. And then we're going to have a free ball across the net by DeVries. Goodness. Up front, tapped across by Brown. Bond with the set to Jones over on the left side. She hits it down. There's Wagner up front. Wise with the set to Knight on the left side. DeVries is there. Joint. Down ball across the net to Jones up front. Wise with the set to Knight. This time she taps it across. Joint to Bond. Set to Ramirez. Hit at the net. Bounces off at the top of the net and falls to the floor.
I'll tell you what, that is as good a volley as you're going to see for volleyball right there.
I mean, can we give halves points right there? My goodness.
No kidding.
8-8 is our score.
What a momentum shift that is, though, right there. When volleys like that happen, momentum shifts come, and that's huge.
Hit across by Bond up front. Wise sets Brown in the middle. She hits it hard. Bond gets under it. Joint with the set to Ramirez. She taps it. Just
falls outside. You know, that's a good – Merced has seen that from the right side all year long. It's not just always a hard hit by her. She does a finesse play. She tried to tap it. Just fell a bit out of bounds.
Jersey Knight has a great jump serve right to the back line, and then it just dives to the floor, and we're going to have a milestone financial ace from Jersey Knight.
And that's what we've seen from her. It is 150% every time that she is at the service line.
And she has this jump serve, and it just rockets across the net and dives right at that back row. That one just misses out.
Nicole Bond very excited there that she read that well and wisely let it go.
10-9 is our score. Cardinals with the lead. Ramirez back to serve. Merced Ramirez. Just low and across the net. Knight gets under it. Free ball across the net by the Cardinals. Hit hard. Jones blocked at the net. There's Boswell.
Yeah.
And it falls to the floor, and the point goes to Red Oak, and we're tied up at 10.
We've said it several times. Olivia has been very effective as a left-hander on that right side since she transitioned over there midway through the season. That's a great example of what she can do from that spot.
Tied up at 10 apiece. Set number 1. Ramirez back to serve. Into the back row. There's Job. Up front to Wise. Set to Wagner. Nice job at the net by O'Neill. And it's going to go out of play, and the Tigers can't get to it.
And that's just some of those freak plays like that. You had a great block, comes back over, just not much you can do.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you stick your arm out and you get that advantage, and that's what Clarinda did right there.
Serve across by Brown. Up front hit by Boswell. Cole gets under it. Set to Wagner on the left side. She hits it across. There's O'Neill to Bond. She pushes it to the back row. Up front, set to Wagner. Just kind of a little soft hit across the net that time. Hit by Boswell. Too far, out of play. Point goes to the Cardinals. It's 12-10. Cardinals lead set 1.
Both teams are playing very well. They're doing everything they can to make sure they stay in system and get good passes, good sets, and ultimately hits.
Brooke Brown with the serve. Tapped across by O'Neill. Wise gets under it. Goal to Wagner, hit hard, and just hits that back line. Great shot by Wagner. And it's 13-10, biggest lead of the night.
Biggest lead of the night. Clarinda is finding their groove here. Wagner is on every time she gets the ball.
And Brooke Brown, a senior, back to serve. Into the back row, Bond to Ramirez. Set to Jones. Sails long, out of play. Point Cardinals, 14-10. Cardinals lead set one.
Red Oak needs to do what they were doing at the beginning of the match and just swing into those big blockers that Clarinda has up front.
Served by Brown. Bond passes it up front. Set to O'Neal. She hits it hard. Edit Sails out of play. It's 15-10 now. Big lead now opened up by the Cardinals. Timeout on the court. 15-10. Cardinals lead set one. We're going to take a break and be back after this. Welcome back to Red Oak. Aaron West, Derek O'Neal, Eli Bell, set one. Cardinals lead 15-10. It was point for point, and then the Cardinals have found their groove here. Tigers hit a few out, and Cardinals have opened up a 5-point lead.
Yeah, the Tigers have started trying to hit around the block. You know, Carson Wellhausen there on the Cardinals side, big middle, good blocker. Red Oak just needs to swing.
Serve is out by Brown. Point goes to the Tigers. It's 15-11.
That's exactly what you need out of a timeout, too, as well. Get a point. Get yourself a point. Now have the serve and try to double on top of it.
And hit across. Up front it goes to Wellhausen. We're going to have a lifting call. It's 12 to...
I think we had an Arlington Place block in there, and then they called a lift on Clarinda there.
Yep, 15-12. Nice serve, almost a nice serve, and can we call it a cheeseburger?
Yeah, that's
Derek?
definitely a cheeseburger. Marley recognized the overpass, jumped up and slammed it down. Clarinda couldn't handle it. We don't have a number 14 on our roster here, but number 14 for Clarinda playing libero.
That is Job.
Okay.
Hit across. Wagner blocked at the net by the Tigers, but a great job by Knight to get under it. Out of system, but they get it across the net. Up front, hit across, then Bond from the back row. Jersey Knight passes it up front. Wise set to Wellhausen in the middle. We're going to have a block.
That is another
Arlington
Place block right in the middle there. Jocelyn blocked Carson Wellhausen there. Both teams, you just can't say anything other than they're both just laying it all out on the line.
Certainly.
We're back within one. Clarinda has a 1-point advantage here at the moment.
Yeah, it's 15-14. Serve into the net. Point Cardinals at 16-14 now. Cardinals lead set one. And here we go. Back to serve. Dakota Wise. Middle portion of the service line. Low and across the net. Siebenecker to Ramirez. Hit across by Boswell. Wagner passes it in or pushes it into the back row there. Set to Gray. Hit across. Marley Gray.
The Tigers haven't been able to set Marley up quite as much as they'd probably like to so far, and that's a good example of what she can do when she gets a good set there.
16-15, Clarinda leads by one. O'Neal back to serve. Into the back row, Job passes it up front. Wise set to Wagner. Alley pointer, Makedo kill by Wagner.
Wagner is on every time there, that almost the exact same spot on the floor, kind of finding that seam from the left middle.
17-15 is our score. Serve into the back row to Bond. Up front, set to Boswell. Hit at the net. Into the net, Derek.
Yeah, I think the net helped with the block there for Clarinda.
It's 18-15, Clarinda with the lead. And back to serve Wagner. Outstanding sophomore player into the back row. It's long, point Tigers. Heads up play by Siebenecker to let it sail long. It's 18-17. 18-16, Clarinda with the lead. And Alexis Joint back to serve.
One thing I'll say about Clarinda is their coach lets them serve aggressively, and so they're going to have a little bit of those long serves and serves into the net.
Wagner digs it up front. It goes set to Knight. She just taps this one across. Joint gets under it. We're going to have a free ball across the net. Gray to Wagner up front. Wise set to Wellhausen, hit and blocked at the net. And kept alive by the Cardinals. Tapped across by Ramirez. Pancake by Joe, but couldn't get it back across. Great job by Merced.
Yeah, good job with the Arlington Place block there on for the Tigers there. And then Clarinda just playing super aggressive defense.
18-17 is our score. Clarinda with the lead. Served into the back row. Chase down. We're going to have an ace serve, a Milestone Financial ace serve by Alexis Joint.
Those are plays like that you have to be able to get. When you can get them on the service line and be able to keep momentum on your side, it's big for the Tigers here tonight.
Tied up at 18 apiece in set number 1. It was point per point early. Cardinals opened up a 5-point lead, and now it's tied up at 18. Job, and we're going to have another Milestone Financial ace by Alexis Joint.
Yeah, Clarinda's coach wants to talk about this. Just tell her team to shrug it off. You got to forget that last point, play for the next one.
Take a break, and we'll be back right after this. Welcome back to Red Oak, the Orange Gymnasium. It's been a set.
It has been everything I think we expected. We got a great crowd for both schools, both communities showing up to show their support for their volleyball teams, and just exciting. Lots of energy in this gym.
Now, Red Oak has regained the lead by 1 now, 19-18 in set 1. Serve from Joint into the back row to Wagner. Wise to Knight. She hits it across. Siebenecker passes it right to the net. Great hit by Gray. Dug out nicely by Wagner up front to Knight over on the left side. Blocked. It's going to be blocked out of play. And the point goes to the Cardinals. And we're tied up at 19.
I do give the Tigers credit. They have the blocking schemes down. Now, they're not all falling where they need to, but they are getting in the face of those big Clarinda hitters.
Joe back to serve. Into the back row to Bond. She passes it to Joint. Set to Gray over on the right side this time. Job to Wise up front. Brown hits it. Point Tigers. Red Oak leads.
Back and forth. Seesaw, I think you called it the other night. Teeter-totter. There you go.
Teeter-totter.
I mean, it is every bit of your Apple Watch telling you to breathe and stand in here tonight.
What's it telling you now, Derek? Calm down. Does it say that?
I get that a lot, Derek.
Up front it goes. Wise with the set tonight. Big hit. Allie Pointer-Maquetto kill by Jersey Knight.
Yeah, she's really not been set up like that tonight yet, and that is a huge hit from her. It is tough to defend that. I don't care if you're a D1 college player or out here in the high school level. That is a tough hit to defend.
Tied up at 20. Back to serve is Maddie Cole, sophomore for the Cardinals. Into the back row to DeVries. Joint keeps it in play, and then free ball across the net by Bond up front. Set to Knight again. Joint gets under it, but it falls to the ground. That's going to be another Allie Pointer-Maquetto kill.
Yeah, Alexis right there. She got the ball up. It's just everything you can do to try and get a hand on it. We need to get some blockers in Jersey's face if we want to see that change. Maddie
Cole to serve. Bond to Joint up front. It goes to Keely Jones. She just taps this one across, and nice job. Cole gets under it, and it's in play. What a great job by Wise. Wow.
Kind of a back set save and back set, dump set, kind of combination of all of those. Lands in bounds. Red Oak wants to talk about it here.
Yep. Timeout. 22-20. Clarinda leads set 1, and we'll be back after this. Back to Red Oak, set number one. Clarinda leads 22-20. This has been a set for the record books here. Cole back to serve. Up front, Joint with the set to Jenkins. It's going to not fall to the floor. Got 2 hits, and the point goes to the Tigers.
Yeah, Carly hit that just with enough spin that it was tough for the Cardinal defenders to handle it. And just like that, we're back within 1 point. You know, once you get to 20, every single point here matters.
22-21 is our score. Bond serves. Job passes it to Wise, set to Brown, into the net, and the point goes to the Tigers, and we're tied up at 22.
And this is the momentum that you want. Coming down to the end of the set here is where you get those stretch of points. It's going to be really big here for both teams.
Back to serve, Nicole Bond. Into the back row, Cole, Wise, hit across by Knight, just tapped, and Jocelyn O'Neill with the cheeseburger.
And cheeseburger or the Arlington Place block or whatever you want to call it. It's point Red Oak.
23-22, timeout on the court. We're going to take it with them, and we'll be back right after this. Red Oak 23-22. Welcome back. We're still in set one. Red Oak leads 23-22 in set one. Nicole Bond back to serve. This one has had, I don't know how many lead changes here in this first set. But Red Oak currently leads 23-22. Bond back to serve for the Tigers into the back row. Cole to Wise. We're going to have a free ball across the net. Brown. There's Ramirez to Joint. Hit by Jones. Nice job by Wagner to keep it alive. Free ball Knight. Up front, set to O'Neill. She pushes it across. Wise, another free ball across the net to the Tigers. Set to Ramirez, down ball across the net. Actually, Job. Up front to Knight over the left side. She pushes it right to the open spot on the court. Nice job by Jersey Knight.
And just when you're getting ready for that
big swing,
huge hit, she just pushes it to the open spot on the floor. I mean, she's a junior, I think, but that was a play with someone who has played a ton of volleyball in their career so far.
Here comes the jump serve from Knight. This one, she took a little off of that one. Ramirez hit hard up into the rafters. Knight keeps it alive. Free ball across the net. Wise. Joint to Jones over on the left side. And it's a kill. Alley corner Mikado kill by Jones. And it's set point, 24-23, Red Oak with the lead.
And that was some athletic moves by the line judge down there trying to get out of the way of Jersey Knight. Also very athletic, then to be able to save that ball after it went up into the ceiling rafters.
That would be Mr. Aaron Burdorf down there as the line judge. There is Ramirez, soft serve across. Hit across by Wagner. Ramirez, Bond up front to Jones over on the left side. Block out of play, and the Tigers win set one. Tigers get the victory 25-23. Red Oak wins set one here in Red Oak this evening. We'll take a break and be back with set two right after this. to Red Oak. Red Oak gets the victory 25-23. You know, Derek, I do want to say congratulations to Emmanuel Grass from Red Oak for qualifying for state
cross country.
Straight cross country.
Yep.
So that was today in Pella, and the freshman Emmanuel Grass qualifies for state. Congratulations to him.
That's a trek for those guys to go over to Pella and run a qualifying race. So definitely a good job there.
I just got to say one thing that I saw today on Twitter. There's this one girl, I don't know where she's from, but she's going to play. She went and ran the cross-country state qualifying meet today, and she's then flying a plane over 182 miles across somewhere in Iowa to play tonight
for volleyball.
There you
go.
Volleyball.
And
that's commitment.
Those are athletes right there.
Unbelievable.
So that first set was everything from a fan's perspective that you hoped it would be. Back and forth, and a lot of fun to broadcast. Serve across the net, hit across by Knight. It's in. Jersey Knight just hits that sideline.
Yeah, she did a great job adjusting her hand mid-air there to hit that just kind of very cross court, not her typical hard hit, kind of towards the middle of the court. So she's had some blockers in her face tonight, and she's making an adjustment, and that's what they're going to have to do if they want to come out on this next set.
So Clarinda leads 1-0, set 2. Clarinda leads 2-0. Nice serve. We'll call that an ace serve, a Milestone Financial ace serve, and Clarinda's up now 2-0 in set 2. Back to serve, Cole. Maddie Cole, sophomore. Ramirez, Bond to Jones. She hits it. It misses out, and it's 3-0. Clarinda with the lead in set 2.
All right, this is about as far as I'd want that to go if I were either of these coaches. 3 points.
In this environment, that's huge.
Yeah, big time.
Early on, Ramirez, set to Ramirez. Big hit dug out by Job. There's Wise. Knight's going to just tap it across this time. Over to Jones on the left side. She hits it hard. Cole is there. Wise set to Brown. And it's a point for the Cardinals, 4-0.
Yeah, I'm noticing Red Oak's just not quite getting in system here. We're having a lot of bump sets, setters taking the first ball, and that just keeps you out of system here.
Cole with the serve. Ramirez set to O'Neal in the middle, and we're going to have a kill. Allie Pointer-Mercado kill by Jocelyn O'Neal.
Right on.
And that's exactly what you need here for Red Oak, too, is that point to get you back in the groove of things here, get back in system, and try to get things rolling.
A shift in momentum. Volleyball is a momentum game, and Ramirez back to serve into the back row. Cole to Wise. Set to Brown. She just pushes this one across with two hands. Set to Jones on the left side. Tapped across. Cole gets under it. Wise sets Knight this time. Big hit by Knight. And a point for the Cardinals.
Yeah, big. Red Oak had their blockers right there, and getting in the face of Jersey Knight, that's what they need to do.
And it's 5-1. Clarinda with the lead in set 2. Vaughn digs it out, passes it up front, set to Boswell. She taps it across. Wagner's there. I think we have a net violation.
In the net.
Net violation on Red Oak. Point Cardinals. Not sure who that was on, but point goes to the Cardinals. Net violation. 6-1. Cardinals lead set 2. Jump serve by Knight. There's Bond. Back across the net. Wagner hits it down. And boy, the Cardinals have opened up set 2 on fire.
Yeah,
7-1.
Nicole with the overpass, and then they come right back and slam the ball right at her. Cardinals opened up Clarinda has opened up a 6-point lead here. Jersey Knight.
Jump serve in back row. I think we have a foot fault this time.
I would have called that on the other serve she had there, and I think I saw Angie kind of talking to the down ref there, maybe to pay attention to that. So.
Foot fault. So the point goes to the Tigers at 7-2. Clarinda leads in set 2. Siebenecker back to serve to Knight. Wise set to Wagner over on the left side. She hits it across it. A great hit by Wagner. Allie Pointer-Mercado kill by Wagner. And it's 8-2. Back to serve Brown. Brooke Brown, a senior. 5'10" senior. Clarinda has some height. Wellhausen 6'1" and Howard is 6'2". Over the left side, Gray with the alley pointer Maquetto kill. Yeah, Marley Gray.
Good job by Marley there, finding the open spot on the floor, getting the kill, just changing a little bit of that momentum here. Clarinda still has a 5-point lead, which is pretty big for this type of a volleyball game here at this point in the season.
And O'Neal back to serve for the Tigers. Low and across the net. Up front, Wise. Free ball across the net. Wellhausen. There's Siebenecker. Set to Gray. And 2 hits on the Tigers. Point goes to the Cardinals.
Well, you know how I feel about those, and that's about all I need to say.
We've talked about the 2 hits call a lot this season. 9-3 is our score. Jump serve from Wise into the back row. Siebenecker, Bond up front. Gray hits it across. And I think we're going to have to hit the upright.
Just calling the antenna, yeah. So, Coach Montgomery, we need to.
The 10-3 is our score. Cardinals lead set 2. Boswell hits it across. There's Wise. Job to Wagner. And kept alive. This time Howard hits it into the net. Point Tigers.
Yeah.
We did have a block there.
Arlington Place block there with Carly and Olivia there on the right side.
If you're going to have a body basic adjustment, what would it be, Derek?
Red Oak needs to work on their serve receive and staying in system just a little bit more here.
10-4 is the score. Clarinda with the lead. Bond digs back across the net, hit down by Wellhausen.
Yeah, big, Nicole's getting some of those big digs. Just a little bit of an overpass, and that just leaves you wide open for that cheeseburger shot. And Clarinda's had a couple of them here in this particular set.
11-4, back to serve Wagner. Jump serve from the left side of the service line. Howard hits it across. Another alley pointer Maquetto kill by Howard. And it's 11-4. And we're going to have a timeout on the court to talk about it. Clarinda opens up big in set number 2. 12-4 is our score, and we'll be back after this. Back to Red Oak. Red Oak wins set 1, 25-23. Clarinda leads set 2, 12-4. Here in Red Oak this evening. Great crowd, great energy in the gym. Clarinda leads set 2.
Yeah, Clarinda's opened up a big lead here. They're not going to go down without a fight for sure.
Siebenecker receives. Joint with the set to Ramirez. Hit at the net, and we're going to have a block. 4 hits on the Tigers.
4 hits there on the Tigers. We are, Red Oak is just not getting any of these calls, whether it's the 2 hits or the 4 hits.
Wagner with the jump serve into the back row to Siebenecker. Joint hits, sets it across, push across by Bond. Job to Knight. She pushes across with one hand. Up front, hit by Jenkins, but blocked by Howard. Hit across this time, Ramirez, and it kind of shrinks oddly off with one of the players, falls to the court, and the point goes to the Tigers.
Yeah, a much-needed transition here for the Tigers to hopefully change some momentum, get a little bit of it back on their side. Now we have seen Red Oak come back from a point deficit like this against Clarinda just the last time they played.
13-5 is our score. Clarinda leads in set 2. Wagner receives it. Wise to Job. Free ball across the net by Job. Jenkins. Joint set to Jones. Big kill by Keely Jones. Alley pointer Maquetto kill.
Yeah, so Tigers taking advantage of that free ball. Certainly getting a great pass and a good set. And then Keely knowing exactly what to do with it there. Hammering it home for the point for the Tigers.
13-6 is our score. And back to serve Marley Gray for Red Oak. Low and across the net. Wagner. Wise with the set tonight. Big swing block. Arlington Place blocked by Jenkins and Ramirez. It's 13-7. Now Red Oak or Clarinda with the lead, rather. Gray back to serve for Red Oak. Into the back row, Job to Wise, set to Knight. This one takes a little bit off of it that time, right at the net. A little jousting there, hit across by Wellhausen. It's in.
Yeah, Tigers got really tight to the net there. Carson could see the open spot on the floor, and she just smacked the ball down for the point for Clarinda.
And it was an Allie Pointer-Maquetto kill. 14-7 is our score. Clarinda leads set 2. Back to serve Job from the left side. DeVries, Ramirez, free ball across the net. Jones into the back row. And the Cardinals can't get it back across the net. Kind of caught them out of position a little, and the point goes to the Tigers.
Yeah, and this is a type of set, too, as well. It's, with the point deficit that it is, it's either Clarinda's going to stomp on the gas and try to make things go, but for Red Oak, they're still fighting here.
14-8 is our score. Low and across the net, taps the net. Knight is there. Set to Howard and a little out of position. Point. The point goes to the Tigers. It's 14-9.
So
Cardinals lead.
This is one of those things we talked about in pregame, too. Now, Clarinda, they've given up a couple of points here. Do they continue to play aggressive, or do they start playing not to lose?
And into the back row goes to Wagner. Set to Knight, hit hard. Bond gets under it. And Bond gets under it, tapped across. And there you go. Point goes to the Tigers.
And a call like that, too, as well, with a lift. You have just this crazy volley that's going on, and then to have a lift call that ends that point. It's just the points for Red Oak here that really need to get things going. So with stakes like that, is Clarinda's going to keep taking.
All right, and it's 15-9 now. Clarinda with the lead. In and back to serve Cole. Ramirez to joint O'Neal. And the point goes into the net, and it's a point for the Cardinals. 16-9.
And Cardinals right now, too, are just feeding off this energy, especially on the same side as their crowd. It's just rolling right along here for Clarinda.
Great energy in the gym here tonight. Cole with the serve, misses the side, and the point goes to the Tigers. It's 16-10. Coming into the game, Boswell taking a seat. His joint. And back to serve for the Tigers, Ramirez. 16-10 is our score. Clarinda with the lead in set 2. Serve, received by Cole, and pushed across the net by Cole. The Cardinals did a nice job just to get that one across the net. O'Neal taps it across right to the open spot. Great play by Jocelyn O'Neal.
It just plays like that, too. Just a little dumps, just right down to the donut hole. That's a big play there here for Red Oak.
And back to serve again for the Tigers is Ramirez. Great leader for the Tigers, Merced is. 16-11. Serve received by Job. Wise set to Brown. She taps it across. Set to Jones over on the left side. Into the back row to Wagner. Up front, Wise. And she dump sets, but Ramirez is there. Hit across by Boswell. And it falls to the floor. Point Tigers.
Tigers had great coverage on defense there. Clarinda right there, too, on the right side to block Olivia. Just couldn't quite make it happen and falls in the Tigers' luck right there.
All right, very good. 16-12. Tigers have worked their way back into this a bit. They have some ground to make up, but they're still fighting. Little short serve, Merced going short, and it just didn't make it across the net. It's 17-12. And Jersey Knight now back to serve. Knight with this jump serve that when it's on, it is a lot of fun to watch. Set to O'Neal. There's a big Allie Pointer-Maquetto kill.
You bet. And that was a great job on serve receive, starting with Nicole Bond. Merced with some outstanding acrobatics there to keep that ball off the net and get a set up to Jocelyn. And hang time by Jocelyn results in a kill for the Tigers.
Siebenecker with the serve into the back row. Hit across by Wagner, and it falls to the floor. Point Cardinals. 18-13 is the score in set 2.
Clarinda has done a fairly good job of just trying to maintain that 5-point lead, and as we've talked a number of times, 5 points, particularly when we're getting close to this 20 number. That's a big deficit to overcome.
Absolutely. Served by Brown into the back row. Bond to Ramirez. Set to Gray. Knight gets under it. Wise with the set to Wagner. She taps it across over on the left side. There's Bond. Hit across by Boswell, and it goes off of a couple of Cardinals. Point Tigers.
And this is the time here for Red Oak. You're right within that range, right before 20, to try to be able to get this stretch of points and stay right within this game.
And here we go. Jocelyn O'Neill back to serve for Red Oak. 4-point lead for the Cardinals. Into the back row. Job to Wise. Set to Wagner. Alley pointer Maquetto kill by Wagner. It's 19-14. Set 2. Red Oak leads 1-0. Into the game, Howard taking a seat. Cole, and back to serve Wise. Dakota Wise, a junior for the Cardinals. Here we go. Jump serve, middle portion of the service line to Siebenecker. She passes it up front to Ramirez. Set to Gray. Gray hits it across, and it falls to the floor. Point Tigers.
Yeah.
Every point, if you notice, though, every point is contested. I mean, these girls are going for it.
They're diving on the floor, rolling around, giving it their all.
It's 19-15. Siebenecker back to serve. Cardinals lead into the back row. Job to Wise. Set to Wagner. Big hit at the net. And the point goes to the Cardinals. It's 20-15 now. Back to serve will be Addison Wagner, sophomore for the Cardinals. She'll serve from the left side into the back row to Siebenecker. Set goes to Jenkins, kept alive by Wise. Up front right at the net, Knight pushes it across. Hit by Ramirez, bounces off of the net, and we're going to have 4 hits there. Point Cardinals. It's 21-15. I believe. Or it should be, I think.
21-15.
And Wagner back to serve. We're going to have, what's the discussion here, Derek? What's going on?
The up ref called it one way and the down judge called it another.
So we're going to have a little discussion here between the refs.
Yeah.
And they're talking it out. Still on the clock, it still shows 20-16.
Should be. I believe it should be.
Now the point Tigers.
All right.
Well, there you go. Point Tigers.
We'll take it. Must have been Clarinda must have been in the net.
I didn't see that, so.
It must be a net call for that 4-hit piece to have, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so, 2016.
So, the up ref just signaled 4 hits.
Yeah, and that was the other thing. It
shouldn't 4 hits on the. Well, here we go.
Sub.
Now we're going to send out some subs, so we're still going to have substitutions taking place. Jones will come in for Siebenecker, and I think we're ready to go. Ultimately, 20-16 is our score. Jones Gray back to serve. Wise with the set to Knight. Into the net, point goes to the Tigers. It's 20-17.
Yeah, Clarinda is shaken by that call there, and I'm still not sure what it was, but the body language from the coach and the players has certainly changed out here.
Gray with the serve into the back row to Job. Knight to Howard. Free ball across the net by Howard. Bond passes it to Joint, set to Jones. It's going to be blocked, but the Tigers are there. Ramirez with the hit. Job digs it, passes it to Wise, hit by Knight. Alley pointer Maquetto kill Jersey Knight.
Yeah, she was ready for that, looking for a little bit of revenge on the momentum that has changed in the gym, trying to gain that back for her Cardinal players.
And it's 21-17. Clarinda leads. Back to serve is Job. Presley Job. Into the back row to Bond. Jenkins. Hit across by Jones. Wise keeps it alive. Howard, free ball across the net. Set to Ramirez on the right side to the back row. Wagner passes it up front. Set to Brown. She hits it hard. Bond is there. DeVries to Jones over on the left side. Into the back row to Wagner. Wise set again to Knight. Hit hard. Sells long. Point Tigers.
Better plays like that, especially with a tight set like this. it's just going to come down to the wire here, back and forth here from Clarinda and Red Oak.
And it's 21-18. Clarinda leads set 2. And Nicole Bond now back to serve for the Tigers, a junior. The libero low and across the net. Ace serve. Milestone Financial ace serve by Nicole Bond.
And those are types of points you need right here from Red Oak. Those ace serves coming right across. Brings it back within 3.
And Nicole Bond back to serve again. 21-19, set 2. Clarinda leads. Low and across the net. Knight gets under it. Set goes to Knight. Hits it across. And then DeVries passes it back across the net. Jersey Knight. My goodness. Big Allie Pointer-Maquetto kill by Jersey Knight.
There's just not much to do there other than, try and do some kind of an offensive scheme that's going to keep her away from the ball. Move your blockers around a little bit, but Jersey has done a good job of slamming that ball hard exactly where she wants it and also kind of finessing it into the corner there a couple of times.
22-19 is the score. Clarinda leads set 2. Up front. Look at it.
It's going to be a net call.
Trying to do a quick there, Derek.
Yeah, just definitely not the greatest
play. 23-19 is the score.
I was watching Coach Montgomery down on the court there to see what she was trying to do there, and
she wants a timeout on the court. 23-19, Clarinda leads set 2, and we'll be back after this. To Red Oak, timeout here in set number 2. Clarinda leads set 2, 23-19. And Clarinda opened up a lead early in this match, Derek, and they have pretty much maintained it. I mean, it's more or less throughout the match.
Yeah, it's slowly, they've maintained a lead, but it's slowly gone from
5 points.
7 points, I think they had there at one point, down to now 23-19. This is Red Oak. Red Oak's got to come up with a big stop here if they want to be able to have a chance at this set.
And, of course, the Cardinals want to keep it rolling. Cole into the back row to Bond. Joint with the set to Jones. Allie Pointer-Maquetto kill by Keely Jones.
I should make comments like that before every play. see if I can, get the little crystal ball going.
23-20 is our score. Set 2, Ramirez back to serve for the Tigers. Low across the net, Job to Wise. We're going to have a free ball by Knight across the net. O'Neal set to Jones. She pushes it across. Cole backs him up, and a little jousting at the net. Free ball, I think 4 hits. It's going to be called, no, 2 double touch.
Yeah.
It's a 2-point match.
This is right here, the goal. Get this thing tied. Try to get this momentum shift still staying on your side. Try to be able to get a nice serve here from Ramirez.
23-21 is our score. Clarinda leads. And Ramirez back to serve for Red Oak. Into the back row to Cole. Up front, Wise. Set to Knight over on the left side. She hits it hard. Tigers handle it. Hit across by Boswell. Wise with the set to Brown in the middle. And the point goes to the Cardinals. Set point, 24-21. Cardinals lead. Jersey Knight back to serve for the Cardinals. 24-21, set point, jump serve, right side into the back row, Bond to Ramirez. Set to O'Neal. And we're going to have an Allie Pointer-Maquetto kill by Jocelyn O'Neal.
And a big swing there from O'Neal, man. That was great.
Yeah, slide on the right side, hitting it right down the line. I kind of like that play.
Dad moment there, right?
Yeah, big time.
24-22. Clarinda leads set 2. Siebenecker back to serve. Into the back row, Cole passes it up front. Wise set to Wagner. She hits it hard. Pancake by Ramirez, pushed across by Siebenecker. Up front, set to Wagner again. She hits it hard. There's Siebenecker to Ramirez, set to O'Neal, dug out by Job. Wise set to Wagner again. This time she taps it across, kept alive by Boswell. Hit across by Gray. Knight to Wise, set to Wagner. She hits it into the back row, and that's going to do it. Clarinda gets set 2, 25-22. So we're split. Red Oak wins set 1, Clarinda wins set 2. We'll take a break and come back for set 3 right after this. Regional volleyball action. I want to say thanks to our sponsors. Make note of our sponsors as we move along through the evening here, and when you have the opportunity, say thanks to them. We sure appreciate them making it possible for us to be here. First 2 sets, Red Oak wins set 1, 25-23. Clarinda wins set 2, 25-22. And boy, an exciting couple of first sets. Exactly what we thought we would see here this evening.
Yeah, I don't even know how to describe it. Exciting, terrifying, all of those things. Yeah. If you're a Red Oak fan or a Clarinda fan,
either way,
you felt all of those throughout the entire.
Everyone in here has experienced those emotions on both sides, without a doubt. So
we do have a quick update on the other Region 3 game. Des Moines Christian has taken 2 sets from Van Meter so far and is up in the 3rd set.
Serve received by DeVries, hit across by Jones. Wagner to Wise, set to Knight. Hits it to the back row. There's Joint, hit across by Jones. Brown taps it across. Joint gets under it, and it falls to the floor, and the Cardinals are on the board. 1-0, set 3. And back to serve Cole. Maddie Cole, a sophomore, into the back row to DeVries. Front set to Ramirez. He hits it in the back row. Job is there. Wise with the set tonight. Hit hard. Blocked nicely by the Tigers. Over to left side. Jones with the hit. It falls. Well, I tell you what. You just talk about going for it. That's just effort. They didn't get it across the net. We're tied up at 1, but that's just effort.
Big Arlington Place block there by the Tigers. Clarinda trying to keep it alive. I mean, just laying everything out on the floor there.
And back to serve now. Nicole Bond for the Tigers into the back row. Job to Wise. Set to Brown in the middle.
We're 2 hits probably.
Yeah, 2 hits, I believe. Yep. And it's 2-1. Red Oak leads set 3.
It's amazing too how calls like that can change momentum for a team. You know,
yes.
you're not even doing anything wrong. You didn't mess up the play or hit the ball out of bounds. It's just a call like that.
Back to serve, Bond into the back row to Cole. Wise sets Knight. She pushed across, blocked down nicely by O'Neal. Into the back row to Bond, back across the net. Knight to Wise. Set goes to Knight. She pushes it across, and the Tigers can't get it back across, and we're going to be tied up at 2 apiece.
Yeah, Red Oak's right there, though, for Jersey Knight's attempts there at a kill. Merced got her hands on it, and then, Alexis flying into the scorer's table trying to keep the ball alive.
And here we go, back to serve Jersey Knight. Into the back row to Ramirez, but it's going to be an ace serve. Milestone Financial ace serve for Jersey Knight.
And she's either going to get that ace or she's going to, bomb it trying, and you got to give the kid a lot of credit for going aggressive every time.
Just like that. And the Tigers can't get it back across. Another Milestone Financial ace serve. Jersey has this jump serve. She gets a run at it and just sends it across the net on fire. And it somehow just seeks that back line. It's impressive. Joint passes it to O'Neal. She hits it across. Alley Pointer Marquetto kill by Jocelyn O'Neal. And it's 4-3.
And those are exactly the points, again, that we talk about with the momentum shift. You have 2 aces back-to-back, then you come back and have a nice kill, trying to get the Tigers back into this.
And here we go. Ramirez back to serve for Red Oak. Merced Ramirez, 4-3. Clarinda leads, set 3. Low and across the net. Cole to Wise. Set to Wagner. She just taps it across. Point Cardinals.
Again, volleyball players laying it out on the floor. There's going to be some skin on the court there after tonight's game, too.
Both of these teams going for it. 5-3, Cardinals lead. Bond back across the net. There's Wagner. Wise with the set to Wellhausen. She hits it across. Bond to Boswell into the back corner. And there's another effort. Knight ends up almost in the bleachers. And it's a point for the Tigers, but just a lot of effort being shown by both teams. It's 5-4. Clarinda leads, set 3. Back to serve Siebenecker for the Tigers. Emily Siebenecker, sophomore, into the back row to Knight. Wise sets Wagner over the left side. She hits it across. Set to Gray. And we're going to have a Alley Pointer Marquetto kill by Marley Gray. Tied up at 5 apiece. And Emily Siebenecker back to serve. Here we go. Serve from Siebenecker into the back row to Knight. Wise gets under it, passes it up front. We're going to have a free ball by Wagner. Set Gray. Blocked nicely by the Cardinals. Free ball, down ball across the net by Ramirez. Set to Wagner, left side. Big hit, back across Bond. Knight passes it to the net. Up front to Wellhausen. She taps it across. And Carson Wellhausen.
She's so tall, she didn't even jump. She just turned her hand and tapped it across the net to the open floor. And, good for her for finding that open spot. Clarinda's doing a great job here tonight, taking advantage of those. They're not just big hitters. They're also got a little finesse.
6-5 is our score. Clarinda with the lead here in set 3. Hit by O'Neal across. Job to Wise. Set to Wagner. Dug out by Siebenecker. There's Wise. Job sets Wagner. She taps it across. And it falls right into the donut hole. Right into the donut hole, and it's 7-5. Cardinals lead.
And those are the plays like that you're able to just go. You look back at it, and you're like, we can't let those fall. But Clarinda is able to get one there and extend this lead to 2.
And it's 7-5. Back to serve Wise. Dakota Wise, a junior, 5'6" junior for the Cardinals. Set to Boswell in the middle, into the back row. Jersey Knight passes it to Wise. Set to Wagner on the left side. Siebenecker, and it's a point for the Cardinals. 8-5 is our score in set 3.
And Clarinda, with Wagner and Jersey Knight there playing on their outside position, there's just no break for the Tigers there. They just got constant hard hits and attacks from that side.
A little short serve that time by Wise. Tigers are there. Gray with the big hit. Alley Pointer Marquetto kill by Gray.
That's a swing you need right there coming from Gray to bring this momentum back, trying to stop the train here from Clarinda.
8-6 is the score. Clarinda leads set 3. We're split on the evening, both teams having won a set here. We're in set 3. Cardinals lead 8-6. O'Neal serve received by Knight. Up front, set goes to Wagner again on the left side, hit hard right at the net. Free ball, or actually hit across by Gray. Nice job by O'Neal. Job pushed across by Wagner into the back row. Up front, set to Gray down the line, but it misses out. And the point goes to the Cardinals. It's 9-6. Cardinals lead in set 3. Back to serve is Wagner, Addison Wagner. Jump serve into the back row, Siebenecker. Tapped across by Jenkins, but blocked nicely by Wellhausen. And the Tigers get it across. Wellhausen hits it back across. Over to Gray. She pushes it. She just pushes it across the net. Nothing really powerful about it. It just
both teams with just a never give up attitude out here. I mean, this is as good a volleyball as we've seen all year long here. And it comes down to two teams, like Eli said, 30 miles apart from each other down the road, lots of history, conference rivals.
It's good high school volleyball. Joint with the serve into the back row to Wagner. There's Wise. Tapped down by that Carly and Marley duo.
The duo of Carly and Marley.
And it's 9-8. Clarinda with the lead. Joint back to serve. 9-8. Clarinda leads. Into the back row to Job. Up front, set to Wellhausen. Hit. Bond digs it out. Back across the Knight. Wise with the set tonight. She hits it hard. There is Jenkins right at the net. A little jousting there, and it falls to the floor, and the point goes to the Tigers.
Those are the points you need right there. Again, there's been a couple freebies given back and forth, but the battle's at the net. If you can win those points, I like your chances.
Tied up at 9 apiece in set 3. Back to serve is Alexis Joint for the Tigers. Wagner receives. Tonight, we're going to have a two-hit call on the Cardinals, and the Tigers gain the lead 10-9. Alexis Joint to serve. 10-9 is our score in set 3. Serve from Joint low and into the net. Point Cardinals, tied up at 10. And
I did not catch it at the beginning of this set here, but one of the teams made a body basics chiropractic adjustment in their rotation, just in the position they are on the floor, because there's a slightly different matchup out here from what we saw in the first 2 sets.
I think we have a call on the Tigers, and we're tied up. I'm sorry, Clarinda gains the lead now, 11-10 here in set 3.
Yeah, Tigers called for interference there on the set.
Presley Job to serve. Siebenecker passes it to the net. Joint, set, Gray. Alley corner, Makedo kill by Marley Gray.
Big swing.
Hopefully you can hear a little bit of the crowd there, and that was big, and that was a big point for the Tigers, and a huge kill for Marley.
Tied up at 11. Marley Gray back to serve. Set 3. Gray serve just across the net. Hit by Knight. Jones to Joint. Set to Ramirez. And this time, Merced goes up with a big swing and then just taps it across right to the open spot.
That's good senior leadership. She's been out on the court for 3 years now. She knows what to do when you get to that point. Sometimes it's just that finesse touch to get that point.
Red Oak leads 12-11 in set 3. Here comes the serve from Gray. Received by Wagner. Set to Knight. She hits it hard to the back row, and the Tigers aren't going to get it across, and the point goes to the Cardinals, and we're tied up at 12.
And that was a good job by Clarinda there. A little out of system on that serve receive. They had a bump set, and ultimately Jersey able to handle that bump set with a shot across the net the Tigers could not handle.
There we go. Maddie Cole in and back to serve for the Cardinals. Low and across the net. Ace serve. It's a Milestone Financial ace serve by Cole. 13-12 is the score. Cardinals lead in set 3. Here we go. Cole serve again, low. This time into the net. Point goes to the Tigers, and we're tied up at 13.
And it's points like that you have to be able to capitalize on a service error, especially here for Red Oak. Capitalize on this. We get the lead back.
Tied up at 13 apiece. Nicole Bond back to serve. Junior libero for the Tigers into the back row. Cole to Wise. Set to Knight over on the right side. And a rare shot into the net. Point goes to the Tigers.
You know, Jersey has been effective. She's also had blockers in her face, so I don't know if that's starting to affect her swing. At some point, you got to think that these kids out here are going to get a little bit fatigued, too.
I would think you'd be exhausted, Derek, after this. It's 14-13. Red Oak leads. Pushed across. Knight up front. Set goes to O'Neill. Hit and blocked at the net, but it's
out of bounds.
It's
to the Tigers.
Off of the Cardinals. Point goes to Red Oak. It's 15-13. So Nicole Bond back to serve. 15-13. 2-point lead now for the Tigers. And it's split on sets for the evening. Job set to Knight. She hits it, and it falls to the floor. Point goes to the Cardinals. 15-14.
Yeah, I saw Clarinda's coach down there giving a little bit of an instruction to their players. It's almost like she was saying, get Jersey the ball. Let's change some momentum here.
15-14. Knight back to serve for the Cardinals. This one misses out, and the point goes to Red Oak. It's 16-14. And the Tigers will have the serve now. Into the game, Boswell taking a seat joint for Red Oak. And Ramirez to serve. Into the back row, Cole passes it up front. Set to Wagner. Alley pointer Marquetto kill by Addison Wagner.
Yeah, I'm not keeping stats, but she's got to be about perfect on every one of her kill attempts here tonight. Almost that same seam, just really getting it done for the Cardinals there.
She is really an outstanding sophomore player for the Cardinals. Ace serve by Brown, a Milestone Financial ace serve.
And must have saw something on the service line, too, because there's just a big area that was open right there. Great heads-up play there from Clarinda.
Brooke Brown back to serve again, tied up at 16. Into the back row, Bond to Ramirez. Set to Keely Jones. She taps it across. Knight just dives and keeps it alive. Hit across by Wagner, but it's too far, and the point will go to Red Oak.
Yeah, Jersey Knight can jump. She can serve. She can dolphin dive. All of those things. She is keeping Clarinda, right there in this game. They're all great athletes over there, but we're seeing her give it all for sure.
Absolutely. Here comes the serve from Siebenecker into the back row. Knight passes it up front to Wise. Set to Wellhausen. Big hit by Wellhausen, but Bond is there. Here's Gray with the big swing. Knight passes it up front. Set to Wagner. Blocked at the net. Nice block. Dump set. Wise. Ramirez is there. There's Bond with the set to Boswell. She hits it to the back row. Knight to Wise. Set to Wagner. And it bounces off a couple of Tigers. Point goes to the Cardinals, and we're tied up at 17. I didn't catch who that block was from, the Arlington Place block, but there was a good block in that series.
Yeah, great, just another great volley. I mean, these athletes out here are going to get tired here at some point. Addison Wagner, though, effective again on the outside.
Wise with the serve. Siebenecker hit across by Gray into the back row. Knight passes it to Wise, and the set goes to Wagner over on the left side. She hits it hard. There's Siebenecker. Up front to Gray. Hits it hard off of the hands of the Cardinals. Point Tigers. 18-17 is our score.
And Red Oak did what they needed to do. Got the ball to Marley Gray there on the outside. Slams it down off of a Cardinal player. Point to the Tigers.
O'Neill back to serve for Red Oak. Jocelyn O'Neill. 18-17 is our score. Serve from O'Neill into the back row tonight. Up front to Wise. Set to Wagner. She taps it across. Again, she's been swinging hard, and then here comes the little finesse play.
Yeah,
and it's tied up at 18.
When you're expecting that big swing, it's hard to adjust, particularly when you're jumping midair to a little finesse tap like that.
There you go. Wagner with the serve to Siebenecker. She passes it to Ramirez. Set to Boswell. Dug out by Wagner. Wise to Knight. Nice block at the net there by the Tigers. Arlington place block. Hit again. It's going to go out of play, and the point will go to the Cardinals.
Yeah, 2 big Arlington place blocks there. I think the crowd wants to see that as a net call there, but
serve from Wagner is into the net, and the point goes to Red Oak, and we're tied up at 19.
And sometimes the volleyball gods give you the point anyway.
It's just, this game has just been back and forth, teeter-totter, seesaw, back and forth. Here we go. Joint back to serve for the Tigers. Into the back row, Wagner up front to Knight over on the left side. Big hit by Knight. Chased down by Ramirez. Free ball across the net, Siebenecker. Just effort and hustle on that play. Here's the set to Howard. She hits it out back. It's out. Point Tigers. Red Oak with the lead, 20-19.
You're saying this is a seesaw back and forth. As a parent, and I know there's a lot of Clarinda parents out there, it's like a tilt-a-whirl, teacup spinny thing at the state fair, make you sick kind of ride.
Here we go, into the back row to Job. Set to Knight. She pushed it across, but we have a 2-hit call on the Cardinals. It's 21-19.
And it's big getting to this 2-point spread right once you get to 20. I know Derek loves his analytics here, but this is kind of where they come into play, right down to the nitty-gritty here.
Timeout on the court. Red Oak leads 21-19, set 3. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Red Oak. 21-19 is our score. So we're split on the evening. Red Oak won set 1, 25-23. It was Clarinda in set 2, 25-22. We're in set 3, and Red Oak leads 21-19. I would hate to count the number of lead changes we've had in this game.
Yeah, I'll stick with simple fractions, 2/10 and 1/5, man.
You got a C in math for a reason, so.
Here we go. Sit across the net by Joint. Howard with the set into the back row, Siebenecker. Set to Gray. Alley point in the kettle, kill by Marley Gray. 22-19, Red Oak leads. 22-19, Red Oak with the lead. And back to serve for the Tigers is Alexis Joint. Serve for Joint, received by Knight. Set goes to Knight. Hits it into the back row, Bond to Joint. Set Jenkins in the middle, blocked by Wellhausen. Hit across by Gray. There's Wise to Job. Set to Knight. She hits it into the back row to Bond. Up front to Ramirez. Nice job by Wagner to keep that alive. Hit across by Knight. She goes for that cross-court shot, but it's too far, and the point goes to the Tigers.
Yeah, she adjusts her hand mid-air a lot like you see a college volleyball player doing, and just hits it down almost parallel to the net. She just couldn't get that one to drop.
23-19 is our score. Red Oak leads into the back row to Job. Shanks off of Job, kept alive by Wise. Free ball across the net, Wagner. Again, effort and hustle to get that back across the net. Jenkins pushes it across. Wise with the set tonight. Big hit. Point Cardinals. 23-20 is the score. And it's a nail biter.
I just don't even
It's a nail biter.
23-20.
Presley Joe back to serve. Senior, the libero for the Cardinals. Serve into the back row to Siebenecker. Up front, Joint with the set to Ramirez. She hits it across. Job is there. Passes up to Wise. Set to Knight. Hit hard. It's out. It's out. Point Tigers. It's set point. 24-20. Set point. Into the game. Jones taking a seat. Siebenecker, and back to serve is Gray. Set point. 24-20. Red Oak leads. Serve from Gray into the back row to Wagner. Set to Knight. She hits it hard. Bond is there. Set goes to Gray from the back row. Job set to Knight. Big swing by Knight. Falls to the floor, and the point goes to the Cardinals. 24-21.
And it's plays like that from Jersey Knight that just keep Clarinda alive here in this set. You see 3 sets right in a row. Feed her the ball, and she's showing it right now tonight.
Here we go. Back to serve for the Cardinals will be Cole. Maddie Cole, sophomore. 5'2" sophomore. 24-21, set point into the back row to DeVries. Joint with the set to Jenkins. Hit. It's in. Point Cardinals, 24-22. Cole back to serve. Still set point. Serve. Kennedy DeVries is there. Keely Jones hits it into across the net. Wise set to Knight. She swings hard. Bond back across the net. Job to Wise. Set it this time to the middle to Brown. Blocked at the net. Kept alive. And it's still great effort again. Gets it back across the net. There's Jones. Cole keeps it alive. Knight pushes it to the back row. Set to Ramirez. Kept alive. Knight with the hit. Blocked at the net. Brown. Wise set to Knight again. Right at the net. We have a 2-hit call.
Man.
2-hit call, and that's it.
You hate to see such a volley end on a 2-hit call like that, but man, this is the best volleyball we've seen all year long. The best game I've called on KCSI. I am excited. This gym is pumped. Everybody here is full of energy.
It is a victory for the Tigers. The Tigers now lead 2-1. It's 25-23, 22-25, 25-22. Red Oak leads 2-1. We'll be back with set number 4 right after this. Orange Gymnasium, Aaron West, along with Derek O'Neill and Eli Bells. We're headed to set 4. Red Oak leads 2-1 in what has been some really enjoyable volleyball to watch. From a fan standpoint, it has been a lot of fun to watch, for sure.
I mean, I'm looking for a body basics chiropractic adjustment for this set here, and I don't even know what to say other than maybe call an extra timeout to let your players breathe a little bit, because every point, as you said, is just all out, leaving nothing on the table. Well, both teams.
These girls are going to need an adjustment after the effort they put forward here, that's for sure. Here we go, underway. Joint with the set to Jones, and the Tigers are on the board.
Yeah, Keeley, a freshman, just slamming it down the line there, doing a great job by the Tigers. Coming out on top for set number 4 here with the first point.
Red Oak leads 1-0 in set 4. Nicole Bond back to serve for the Tigers. Into the back row. We're going to have an ace serve. A Milestone Financial ace serve.
Nicole is just doing it all tonight. Ace serves. She has taken all those hard hits from Jersey Knight. She's laying it out on the floor. She's covering the net.
Here we go. This serve is short and into the net. Point Cardinals. It's 2-1. Red Oak leads set 4. Back to serve for the Cardinals will be Maddie Cole. Received by Ramirez to Joint. Hit across by Jones. Alley pointer Maquetto kill by Keeley Jones.
Yeah,
Red Oak leads 3-1.
Keeley stepping up this 4th set here for the Tigers on the outside. Doing a great job with the ball she's being fed, making the most of them.
You don't have an update on that Des Moines Christian game, do you, Derek?
I do. Des Moines Christian takes all 3 sets from Van Meter. The winner of tonight's game between the Tigers and Cardinals is going to play Des Moines Christian.
Up front, Knight with the big hit. There's DeVries. Set goes to Jones. We're going to have, I think, a 2-hit.
Probably.
2-hit call. Point goes to the Cardinals. It's 3-2.
I'm gonna write in for my opinion to just get rid of that call.
You hate that call, don't you? You've been on that all season, Derek. Jump serve from Knight into the back row. Bond digs that out nicely. Up front goes to Boswell. Hit hard. Wagner's there, and boy, a couple of
Clarinda players just kind of getting tangled up there.
Pretty big collision. That was between Wagner and Job.
Olivia had a great hit there out of transition on the right side for the Tigers, and right down the line just caught Clarinda scrambling a little bit there.
4-2 is our score. Red Oak leads in set 4. Red Oak leads 2-1 on the evening. Serve from Siebenecker to Cole, up front Wise. Set to Brown. Bounces off the Tigers, and Ramirez set to Boswell. Into the back row, Knight. There's Wise, hit across by Wagner. Siebenecker keeps it alive. Hit across by Boswell. What do we have there, Derek?
Someone was in the net, looks like.
Net violation on the Cardinals.
Number 5. That would be Addison Wagner, but
5-2 is our score. Red Oak leads set 4. Back to serve Siebenecker. Into the back row, Cole passes it up front. Set to Wagner. Bond, Nicole Bond bounces off at the top of the ceiling.
Yeah, we haven't seen that in this gym very often. I thought the architect got the ceiling high enough that we wouldn't have to.
You got to be careful with that guy.
Deal with
you got to be careful with that guy.
Yeah, if it touches the ceiling and lands on the other side, it's a point to the other team.
5-3 is our score. Red Oak leads. Hit across by Gray. There's Cole. Passes it right up to the net, and Wagner does a nice job of getting that across. Partially blocked by Wellhausen. It falls to the floor, and the point goes to the Tigers. It's 6-3.
I think Olivia is having a great game for the Tigers there on the right side also. She's finding the right seam and the right way to hit the ball, and it's just working out well almost every time she's been set there.
6-3 is our score. Red Oak with the lead in set number 4. Back to serve is O'Neill. Low and across the net. Job passes it up to the net, and then it's into the net. Points for the Tigers. 7-3, Red Oak with the lead.
And that's the points you take right here, especially when you make those mistakes. Now where you can capitalize even more here from a serve here from O'Neill.
And here we go. Jocelyn O'Neill back to serve. Low across the net. Cole to Wise. Tapped across by Wagner. Great job by Wagner. Wise set goes to Wagner. She hits this one hard. Siebenecker passes it to the net. Over to Gray. And the Cardinals just effort, but they can't get it across, and the point goes to the Tigers.
Yeah, Red Oak is firing on all cylinders here. Clarinda wants to call a timeout, see if they can break that momentum.
And we'll take it with them. Red Oak leads set 4, 8-3, and we'll be back after this. Back to Red Oak. 8-3. We're at timeout at the moment. Red Oak with the lead. Red Oak leads 2-1 on the evening. And here we go.
If you're Clarinda coming out of this timeout, you need a quick momentum change You need to remember, you just tell your players, next point, next ball, that's all that matters. Don't worry about where we're at and who's won what set to whatever or what the lead is.
All right, here we go. Serve from O'Neal into the back row to Job. Up front, set to Wellhausen. She hits it across. Siebenecker is there. Hit across by Gray. Wellhausen to Job. Free ball across the net. Knight into the back row. Siebenecker passes it to Ramirez, and Gray gets it across just by effort. Wagner. Siebenecker set to Boswell. And there you go, Derek. Alley Pointer Maquetto kill, and that's what you're talking about from Olivia.
Yeah, Olivia there on the right side, super effective with that. They're just not sending the blockers after, although both teams laying it out on the line, each volley here.
I would say the effort each point, Derek, it's remarkable.
Yes, it's like it's the end of the match.
9-3 is the score. Red Oak leads. Hit by Wagner, kept alive by Jenkins. Gray hits it into the net. Point goes to the Cardinals. And it's 9-4. Into the game, Howard. Out of the game, Cole. And back to serve Wise for Clarinda. Here we go. Dakota Wise. Jump serve, middle portion of the service line. Received by Siebenecker. Up front it goes to Gray. Hit, falls to the court, and the point goes to Red Oak. It's 10-4, Red Oak with the lead.
So we've seen this in this match before. The roles were reversed, right? Clarinda jumped out to a significant lead there in set number 2. We'll see if they can come back and get a little bit of momentum change here.
Here we go, Joint with the serve. Job to Wise up front, set to Wagner. She hits it hard. Over to Gray. Big hit by Gray. Big alley pointer Maquetto kill. That's maybe the best hit we've seen tonight from Gray.
I mean, we've seen a couple of them. That was a strong one, glancing off a Clarinda defender with authority. Marley has come to life really the last 2 games. I mean, as far as just consistently hitting that hard ball.
11-4. Up front it goes to Wise. Hit across by Wellhausen. Chased down by Siebenecker right at the net. A little jousting there. Can't get it back across, and the point goes to the Cardinals. It's 11-5. Red Oak leads set 4. Back to serve is Wagner. Here we go, jump serve into the back row. Siebenecker passes it to Joint. Hit hard by Gray and off of the hands of the Cardinals. Marley Gray. And Marley goes back to serve now. 12-5 is our score.
Now Clarinda has Jersey Knight back in the front row on that outside attack position as things have rotated.
That's the rotation they want coming in right here.
Absolutely.
Serve into the back row to Job. Wise to Knight. She hits it, and point goes to the Tigers. 13-5 is our score.
Clarinda taking a little more time in the huddle, trying to be very intentional with what they're saying to each other. Just got to go for that next point, next ball.
13-5 is our score. Into the back row to Job. Up front, set to Wellhausen. Bond passes it to Joint, hit by Jenkins. And again, the Tigers not really necessarily a really hard hit ball, but effective, and point goes to Red Oak. Trying to make a body basics adjustment here. The Cardinals are. 14-5. Red Oak leads. Set 4. Serve from Gray right at the net. Hit by Wellhausen.
Yeah, going to be a
net violation on the Cardinals.
You know, and for Clarinda right here, too, as well. I know with only 1 timeout left, now down 10, just seem rattled, especially for the leaders for Clarinda here. It's time to calm yourself down, try to work your way back in. But for Red Oak, just foot's on the gas.
Here we go. Serve from Gray into the back row to Wagner. Set goes to Knight. Big hit by Jersey Knight. Alley pointer Maquetto kill, and the point goes to the Cardinals.
And that's what Clarinda needs to do. If they want to figure out some momentum change, they've got to get the ball to their 2 big hitters. That's Jersey Knight and Addison Wagner there for their hitters.
Back to serve Job. Into the back row. Bond passes to Joint up front. Hit Jenkins. Tapped across. Great effort by the Cardinals.
Yeah, Red Oak got caught looking. They thought they had the point there with the hit by Carly and it bouncing out of bounds. Jersey Knight, just an all-around athlete.
She doesn't quit on a
throws her arm out ball sails over and it finds an open spot on the floor.
15-7. Boy, Nicole Bond saved that one. Tap down by Brown. Cheeseburger for Brown.
Yeah,
and
tight,
it's 15-7.
Tight set. Alexis Joint had a little bit of an overpass. She takes that tight point, or tight set, gets it up for the Tigers, but just where Clarinda can tap it down.
Jump or serve by Job. Up front, set to Jenkins. Point Tigers. Allie Pointer Maquetto kill by Jenkins. And Red Oak leads now 16-8. Nicole Bond back to serve. Set 4. Red Oak leads 2-1. Wagner up front to Brown. She hits it hard. There's DeVries. Joint. Free ball across the net by Jones. Howard gets a hand on it. Tapped across by Knight to Jones. Free ball O'Neal. Wise with the set to Brown. She winds up and hits it across. Point goes to the Cardinals. 16-9.
Clarinda slowly chipping away at that lead.
Into the game comes Cole. Howard will take a seat. And it's 16-9. Maddie Cole serve into the back row to DeVries. There's Bond. We're going to have a free ball by Ramirez across the net. Cole to Wise. Set goes to Knight. Big swing by Jersey Knight. Point. Big Allie Pointer Maquetto kill, and it's 16-10.
You have to expect if you're going to dump a free ball over the net that Clarinda's going to send it to Jersey Knight on the outside for a strong hit.
Here we go. Serves from Cole. DeVries. Joint with the set to Ramirez. Down ball across the net. Wise to Job. She ends up in the bench, and then the Cardinals failed to get it across. Kind of got out of system and out of sync there.
Definitely out of system. Not a great pass there for Clarinda. They did their best. I mean, again, Jersey Knight trying to hustle and get the ball over the net.
17-10 is our score. Back to serve Ramirez. Into the back row to Job. Up front. Tapped across this time by Brown. Kept alive and free ball into the net. Point goes to the Cardinals. You know, Brooke Brown, she's not the tallest girl on the court, but she has really lanky arms and just puts the ball right where she wants it.
Definitely a dominant presence in the middle there.
Serve from Knight, received by Bond. Wise, pushed across by Wagner. Ramirez to Jones. Here comes Boswell.
Finding that open spot on the floor. Again, they're just not covering her on that right side, and we're taking advantage of it.
18-11 is the score. Red Oak leads in set 4. 18-11. Back to serve now Siebenecker. Emily Siebenecker. Into the back row. There's Cole to Wise. Wagner just pushes this one across. Over to Gray. Hit hard by Gray. It's out, but it's tapped. And the point goes to the Tigers.
Yeah, it was definitely tipped.
It's 19-11. Red Oak leads.
And right here, especially too for Red Oak, they have the rotation they want. And on the other side for Clarinda, they got to get points and they got to be fast to be able to find a way to get Jersey Knight back in front.
Here you go. Up front, Wise hit. And a big Arlington take solo block by Jocelyn O'Neal. Timeout on the court. Red Oak leads 20-11 here in set 4. Make note of our sponsors and say thanks when you have the opportunity for making it possible for us to be here. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Red Oak. 20-11 is the score in set 4. Red Oak wins and it's over for the night. Clarinda wins. We go to the 5th set. That's where we're at. Siebenecker back to serve. Into the back row to Cole. Wise hit across by Brown. And again, Brown just puts the ball right where she needs to.
Tigers leave that open spot on the court. That's what's going to happen. Clarinda is a great volleyball team. They're going to take advantage of anything that you leave for them.
Here we go. Brown to serve. Brooke Brown. Into the back row to Siebenecker. Ramirez with the set to O'Neal. Jersey Knights there to dig it out. Up front it goes to Wagner. Big hit. Point Cardinals. It's 20.
Clarinda cannot be counted out when they've got Wagner there on the outside. I know Jersey Knight hits the ball hard, but Wagner is an excellent outside hitter as well.
Back to serve is Brown. Into the back row it goes. Free ball across the net by Boswell. Set to Wagner. Up front. Set to Gray. Big hit dug out by Knight. Wagner's going to hit it across the net from the back row there. Gray down the line. Point goes to the Tigers. 21-13 is our score.
That last play there started with a great pass from Emily Siebenecker. Very intentional, kind of a quick pass to the setter, keeping that tempo up and getting the ball to the outside there to Marley Gray.
What's the discussion here, Derek, do we have a rotational issue with the Tigers, or what do we have going on? I'm not sure exactly what the...
something on the floor.
Maybe some sweat on the floor? Yeah, I think we have a slick spot on the floor here, maybe. That's what we have. So
and we'll just take out the sweatshirt.
There you go.
Right on.
Go take care of business here.
Thank you, Dana, for donating the sweatshirt that's cleaning up the sweat on the floor here tonight.
So mopping up a little sweat on the floor. Here we go. 21-13 is our score. Red Oak with the lead. Set 4. Red Oak wins. They advance. Clarinda wins. We go to set 5. Low and across the net. Knight to Wise. Hit across by Wagner. Siebenecker passes it to the net. Set to Gray. And Cole does a nice job of backing that up and keeping it alive. Pushed across by Wagner. There's Gray right at the net. Set to Gray. And it's blocked by Wellhausen. Yeah. That's a Arlington Place block by Wellhausen.
Yeah, Wellhausen, she's a big force in the middle, and when she's right there, she's going to block it. You just can't hit into that block.
21-14 is our score. Back to serve now, Wise. Dakota Wise misses out. Point Tigers. 22-14. Into the game, Joint taking a seat. Boswell. 22-14, set 4.
Alexis with a couple of aces earlier in the night here tonight. Let's see what she can do from the service line at the end of the match here.
Serve to Knight. Hit across by Wagner, but it's blocked out of play. Point Cardinals.
I said end of the match. I should have said end of the set. I'm not
there you go.
I'm superstitious. I'm going to jinx us here.
You are a bit superstitious, Derek.
Yes, I'm big time superstitious.
I can tell some of those stories on you. Into the back row, Siebenecker set to Gray. And just kind of taps it across. The point goes to the Tigers. The Cardinals a bit out of position on that play, and it's 23-15. Back to serve will be Marley Gray. 23-15. Marley Gray to serve. In the back row to Job. Big cheeseburger.
Nice.
Harley Jenkins
nice job.
goes up and hammers it down. And it's match point. 24-15. Match point for the Tigers. And to serve, Marley Gray. Low and across the net. Wagner. Job. Free ball across the net. Knight. Gray passes it to Joint. Set to Jenkins. Dug out by Wagner. Wise, it hits the top of the rafters, and then free ball across the net by Job. Set to Jones. There's Wagner. Jones. Pushed across by Ramirez. Two hits on the Tigers. 24-16, still match point.
Clarinda is not going to give up, and you wouldn't expect them to. This is a team of great competitors out here playing very hard tonight.
Serve from Job into the back row to Bond. Out front it goes in the set to Ramirez. And that's it. Tigers get the victory, Tigers will advance to the finals here, 25-16 off of the final Allie Pointer-Maquetto kill by Merced Ramirez. We will be back with the Rex's Plumbing postgame show right after this. Welcome back to Red Oak. And Tigers have their traditional Take Me Home Country Road going now. You can hop over to our YouTube channel and check that out if you wish. Derek, tell me what your thoughts here on this. Was this what you thought it would be?
You know, it's every bit. It's every bit I thought it would be. I think then plus, right? The past couple of matches between Red Oak and Clarinda have been hard fought, neck and neck. Seesaw, teeter-totter, tilt-a-whirl, whatever you want to call it. Definitely we saw all of that, and both teams played really, really hard. I mean, I'd love to see all of the community members from both Clarinda and Red Oak out here supporting their teams.
Yeah.
Both of them, great seasons, great athletes, and you know what? Pretty young. We're going to see a very similar lineup coming up next year.
Yes.
So it's going to be the same kind of volleyball next year.
There's going to be some good volleyball coming up because, like you said, both of these teams are relatively young. We're going to see these players going forward. But Clarinda's season comes to an end. A great season they had, and their season does come to an end. And Red Oak will advance, and they will take on now Des Moines Christian.
Des Moines Christian,
Tuesday.
I don't know what the site is yet, but yeah, Des Moines Christian beat Van Meter in 3. And so we will be seeing them on the 24th, which is Tuesday.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to try to have Coach Montgomery and a couple of the players maybe come up and visit with us. Let me tell you what happened here. It was on the evening, 4 sets. It went 4, and it was Red Oak 25-23, 22-25, 25-22, 25-16. Red Oak wins in 4, 3 sets to 1. I don't know, Derek, it's the Rex's Plumbing postgame show. I mean, I think overall the Tigers played really well.
Yeah, I mean, all of them played really well. I think we've seen Marley Gray continue to get stronger and stronger on that outside position as a hitter. Nicole Bond, I mean, whether it's wrestling or volleyball, it's kind of hard to tell because she is out there all over the floor, making plays, keeping the ball going. I mean, just some Olivia Boswell on the right side. Stepping up and getting, I mean, she had to have been 5, 6, 7 kills at least here tonight, and that's pretty darn good for a right side hitter. Everybody just did a great job. I saw some great back row play by Emily Siebenecker. Honestly, some big blocks there by Jocelyn. Carly there getting the job done at the end of the game there with a couple of big hits. I mean, everybody stepping up, doing really, really well. Overall, all around, great game by the Tigers.
Let's talk over on the other side of the net, Derek, too, as well. The Clarinda Cardinals, I don't think you could have more effort.
No.
by either team. I mean, every point, like you said, they played every point as if it's the last point.
Every single point. I mean, diving on the ground, getting up there and just getting after every single ball. I mean, the hard hits, the effort to dig the ball, everything. Clarinda is a great team. They should not leave here hanging their heads. I mean, they're a strong team. I guarantee you next year it's going to be, when we see them, it's going to be a 5-set game, and they're going to want a little revenge for this one. So
yeah, absolutely. We're going to take a break. It is the Rex's Plumbing post-game show. We're going to take a break and hopefully have the opportunity to visit. Obviously, a lot of people still hanging out here and congratulating Coach Montgomery and all the players on their victory here from Red Oak. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with the Rex's Plumbing post-game show right after this. Back to Red Oak, and I'm joined now. Alexis Joint with us here to visit just a bit. Okay, Alexis, here's the deal, though. Sometimes we have superstitious people, and the last several times we've talked, it's been a victory, and you played a phenomenal game. So we're going to have to make this be a tradition, I think.
Yeah.
Alexis, I thought tonight I would be hard-pressed to pick out one player that played. Everyone seemed to play well to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone did what they needed to do. Everyone played every point as if it was the last point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've seen more effort. Tell me from your perspective what you saw.
I think we were all just going after everything. We were leaving it on the court for our seniors. We love them, and we couldn't imagine it without them.
From the service line, again, another great night. And I would also comment the pass to the net. I don't think anyone does it better than you to be able to control that pass to the net, right at the net, and get a set out of it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you do a great job with that.
Her hands
Thank
were
you.
fantastic tonight.
Absolutely.
Like, just the confidence, and it's weird, like, how do you say your hands are confident? But the confidence she had in her hands, pushing the ball out, was just fantastic.
When it goes to the net, it's tough to handle, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Anybody that you would comment on, Alexis?
Marley Gray, for sure. She was killing it out there.
She was lights
She went
out.
off.
She
yes,
She went
she
off.
did.
She was
I'm
lights
told
out.
that's a saying. That is a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
She slayed.
She's slayed.
Yeah.
That's what we can say.
Okay, I need to write that down so
Yeah.
I can pull that out.
I write them all down.
so I can pull that out
Usually use them
sometime.
very wrongly.
Well, it was a lot of fun to watch, Alexis, that's for sure.
Yeah.
A great game to broadcast. Were you having fun tonight?
I was. I think that's the most fun I've ever had out on the court.
The crowd, the gym was packed. The crowd was loud. I mean, you can't ask for more than that, can you?
No.
It was phenomenal. Very good. Great game tonight, Alexis.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming to visit with us. And head coach now of the Red Oak Tigers, Angie Montgomery. Coach, What do you say to that?
I don't know. I got super emotional about the last couple points in that, just kind of realizing how hard they were playing and,
yes.
How much hard work went into every single point of that set. I'm up here exhausted, and I was just on the bench tonight. Yeah. So I'm so proud of them.
But again, I would say to you exactly what I said to Alexis. I think everyone played their role and played really well tonight.
I do too. We did a great job sticking to our game plan. I thought, God, our block. We kind of picked out a couple things that we knew we had struggled with when we had played them the first time, and we just hammered those home. But in addition to that, we've just been focusing the last couple weeks on the things we do well. They had to ask me what calling cards meant. So we can prep all we want for them. But at the end of the day, we have to do us. We have to play our game, and so we've been focusing on that relentless defense and so many great plays tonight. My play of the game, when Alexis, that was first set, right, ran into these chairs.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think we got the point. At that point, I didn't even care if we got the point.
Yeah.
Because that's relentless. You know what? There might be no chance that I'm going to get that ball up, but I'm going to put everything I've got on the line.
The remarkable thing is that happened tonight. That effort.
Yeah.
On any other night, that plays out.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yep.
It never. That was never the attitude with any single point tonight.
I agree. I'm kind of speechless. I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of our community support tonight was phenomenal. Was excellent. Our boys and girls in the student section were fantastic. They were positive. They were everything our kids needed when they got down.
Yeah. Statistically, what do you see, Coach, when you look at stats?
Well, Marley absolutely had a day, and really she has come on so strong.
Yes.
Big time.
Huge. And that's what you want in a pin hitter. That you want somebody that's going to demand the ball, and I'm going to put it away. And you could just tell it, like when she gets a kill, and she's up at the net just nodding her head, like yep. Like she's not flashy. She gets the job done. She's a workhorse. She had 20 kills tonight.
Wow.
In 4 sets. So. Very, very proud of her. Liv had a great game too. 9 kills for her, and a lot of hers were just well placed.
Yes.
Like we've worked really hard on just finding smart shots to make. So she had 9. Merced had 6 kills. Jossie had 6. Carly had 5. And then I thought Keely stepped up huge. I got right in her face down at the end, and I said, "You just get out there and you play like you're a senior." And she was like, "Give me the ball too." It was like Marley went to the back row, and there was no down. It was right back ready to go. So I just so proud of our hitters tonight, kept our errors low. And even when we did make a few errors here and there, it was like you could see it wipe just right off.
Yeah.
So really happy.
It was a super fun volleyball game.
It really was.
From our position here, it was super fun.
We got some great digs. Nikki and Emily, Kennedy back there. I think Nikki and Emily both had like 19 and 18 apiece. Just dug the crap out of the ball.
Yeah.
We knew where they were going. They didn't stray from that. And so, we had to put faith in our block. We worked tirelessly on our block this week or the last couple weeks, and then just setting up good defensive position and, put the trust in our hitters to put it away.
Yeah.
So
play again Tuesday night.
Don't
know where.
If it's Des Moines Christian 1, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think
they did.
3A the last couple years it's been the highest site, but then they put in that little caveat like if travel distance allows. So, I would think we'd be in Des Moines Christian. I'd love it if we were like at Atlantic.
I thought it said neutral site.
Well, that's the thing. Like 4A and 5A are all the highest seed. 3A is highest seed if travel distance. I assume they put that in there in case they have like a 3-hour road trip or something.
Yeah.
So that's okay. You know what? We will prep for them. Everybody, we're 2-0, they're 2-0. Record's the exact same right now.
Exactly right.
That's we've been playing fantastic right now. We're going to get better. We're going to get back to work tomorrow, and we're excited to be at practice tomorrow. So,
all right. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you guys so much.
It was nice it was a super fun volleyball game tonight.
It was.
That's for sure. Thank you, Coach.
It was. Thank you, guys.
By. Head coach of the Red Oak Tigers, Angie Montgomery, with us, and our thanks to Coach Montgomery for coming. And a real pleasure to get to visit with her. Derek, give me some final thoughts here.
I don't know that I can wrap this up, in final thoughts. I kind of want to keep standing up here, working off of the fun vibes and the emotions of a great victory there. So, I think I don't know what else to say. The Tigers played really good. Every single person on that floor, they stepped up and they did exactly what their job was. I think, honestly, we're seeing some of the best Red Oak Tiger volleyball that we've seen all year long, probably in the past 2 years to get us to this point. And, Des Moines Christian may be ranked, but it is we are coming in there, ready to win, right? It doesn't matter. We're both 2-0, like Coach said. We're going to come in there and win.
All right. That's going to do the Rexus Plumbing post-game show. That's going to do it for us. What a night of volleyball. My goodness. Red Oak comes out on top, 3-1. It was 25-23, 22-25, 25-22, 25-16, and some really hard-fought, fun to watch, fun to broadcast volleyball. That's going to do it for us. Thanks to Derek O'Neill for his commentary. Thanks to Eli Bales for running all of our production software this evening. And Lori Lathrop back at our central studios. That's going to do it for us, and we will see you again tomorrow morning.